UFC Fight Night. Brendan Moreno, Steve Erceg. I'm really excited for this fight. I am a huge fan of the flyweight division. It is one of my favorite divisions in the UFC. And I know that's not a common take among UFC fans. It's such a dynamic division, such a competitive division. There's only been two flyweight champions who have had multiple title defenses in the last decade. It's been Demetrius Johnson and Pantoja, and those guys are the best of the best. But that just goes to show you how competitive that division is. Brendan Moreno, Henry Cejudo. There's been a lot of really strong flyweight champions that really di- didn't hold the belt for very long. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's next for the flyweight division. In that division, the UFC really it's very quick success gets you to a title shot because Pantoja's lapping this division, right? He's beaten Moreno 3 times already. Is a fourth fight totally out of the question? I don't think so, because Moreno is like Max Holloway to Pantoja's Volkanovski. He is still a top two flyweight in the world. Moreno and Royval kind of up, can go back and forth with number one contenders. They're 1-1. I really like to see that trilogy if Moreno gets the victory here over Steve Erceg. We look at Steve Erceg as well. He made his UFC debut in 2023. 9 months later, he is fighting Pantoja for the flyweight championship. Kai Asakura fought Pantoja in his UFC debut for the flyweight championship. Everyone's basically 1 win away at flyweight. Look at Kai Kara France. Lost a couple fights, knocks out Steve Erceg, who had a pretty competitive fight with Pantoja. Kai Kara France, probably the most likely candidate for the UFC next flyweight contender now. I think Royval also deserves probably a third opportunity. Perhaps he's 0-2 against Pantoja. But I mean, this is a big fight here. A lot on the line for Steve Erceg. Was it too much too soon for Steve Erceg? Really not a slow build for Steve Erceg. He went right into the elite of the elite, the flyweight division. He's lost his last 2 fights. He lost to Pantoja, and he lost first round knockout to Kai Kara France. And now Kai Kara France is probably getting a title shot. Brandon Moreno had a couple losses. Now he is back in the win column. 2 wins for Moreno. Maybe he fights Royval for the trilogy. And then what are we talking about? Another title shot for him? You're always 1 fight away, one good showing away in the flyweight division. And that's something that makes it a really interesting division for me. But I think the speed of that division, the competitiveness of that division, is really exciting for me. It's not really a knockout, friendly division. Not a lot of power. Those guys are smaller, but there's a lot of skill there and a lot of speed, and it's a lot of entertainment. So I'm looking forward to this fight. I do think Brendan Moreno will beat Steve Erceg. I think his boxing's better than Steve Erceg. I think Moreno, uh, he's a great fighter. I love watching Brendan Moreno. He's willing to trade punches in the pocket. And I think if there was a guy that was going to be a star in the flyweight division, it was most likely to be him because of that style. Steve Erceg's a big guy. He's a strong guy. You're really big for a flyweight. There's always a chance with Moreno willing to trade, but he's also tough as nails, as we've seen throughout his UFC tenure. Those fights with Pantoja, he really demonstrated how tough he was, how good his chin was. I'm interested to see how this fight goes down. Like, there's a lot on the line here for each of these guys. A loss here, I don't know if either of these guys get back to a title shot. So it's very, very important for both of these guys to get wins here. But I do think Brendan Moreno is just a little bit better a little bit more well-rounded. This is a great opportunity for him to fight in front of his home crowd. It's UFC Fight Night in Mexico, where Moreno's from Mexico. Uh, Personally, I think he is the best fighter in Mexico right now. So this is a really good opportunity for him, and I think Brandon Moreno has an excellent opportunity here to get a win in front of his hometown crowd, in front of his home country, and from here, I think Brandon Moreno can get a title shot or a really good fight, like a Brendan Royval fight, and that's very important for him at this stage of the game. I mean, anyone can fight Pantoja next now, right? Kai Kara France is the leading contender because of his knockout over Steve Erceg. Brandon Moreno has a good performance, or Steve Erceg has another good performance. Right back into the mix as well. There's really no clear-cut opponent for Pantoja because he's just lapping this division. He's beating everybody. So I honestly think anyone's available to be Pantoja's next opponent. I thought he would have fought on UFC 314 in Miami. It's kind of been his like adopted home, Miami. That's where he lives now and trains. He's done a lot of good for the UFC. I thought he would have been the co-main event. He went with Chandler and Pimblett. I would have rather seen Pantoja and Kai Kara France personally. UFC 315, we got Bilal Muhammad defending. I feel like Pantoja's a lock for UFC 316, and he deserves it. And I'm really looking forward to see what his next fight is. And again, huge fan of the flyweight division. Watch this fight. It's free. It's on ESPN. Watch it. It is worth the watch. Flyweights always deliver exciting action. Let me know what you think of Moreno Erceg in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys on what your thoughts on this fight are, who Pantoja's next opponent should be. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the Interim Title Show. Follow us on Instagram @Interim Title Show.